Whew, smelly. I'm definitely gonna need paper towels. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Josh. I'm the owner and founder of the Bldg. We are in the heart of the complete showroom renovation right now. It's kind of chaotic in here. However, this is just one of the pre-finished sections that we're working on. There's still some stuff to do on the outside, but this is one of our new cages habitats that I'm really happy to have. So the dimensions, they're 2 foot by 2 foot by about 3.5 feet tall. And this is one of the custom sizes that we got from cages. Up inside, we have a really nice halogen light with the heat cage, as well as my solar grow LED and a Reptisun 5.0 that are daisy chained together. And today, I'm really excited to do a build video with you guys. Skunk geckos are an amazing gecko found in Indonesia. They are found right towards the middle of the equator. So they like warm, humid environment, and that's what I'm gonna build for them here. We've been breeding them here at the Bldg for a couple months. We have babies, subadults, and adults, and I can't wait to show all of them to you and to continue to offer captive bred specimens available here on our point of sale. But without further ado, I think it's time that we get building. Okay guys, so here at the base, you can see this bulkhead right here. So this bulkhead is approximately 1/2 inch under the highest point of the drainage layer. So when the water level gets too high within the drainage layer, I'm gonna pull the plug that's gonna be attached to right here and just drain it. It's gonna be really easy for me to keep an eye on my drainage layer with humidity. In here, we have the Hydro Grow version 2, which is your clay balls. And we have a nice solid 1.5 inch depth, so up right about to here. Then we have our screen divider. Then we have our Terrafauna. We have 36 quarts in here. We also added our BioShot, which is our beneficial mycorrhizae inoculation, as well as our cacao leaf litter and just a little bit of sphagnum moss. When you're using PVC, guys, you really don't want a lot of the sphagnum moss in there because it's so efficient at retaining humidity anyway. But because these guys are an equatorial species from Indonesia, it's really important that we give them this humidity spikes and consistent humidity. So now we will be adding our beneficial cleanup crew as well. But the first thing that I'm going to do is start getting my Heartscape in place because I've had a couple ideas of how I wanted to do. So I got this really nice cork bark background right here. And I'm going to put it right like that. So the thing that I'm looking for is to make sure that I give them a really good basking spot. So yeah, I like that. I do like that right there. Hey, we also want to make sure they have a little bit of privacy too. It's going to be out too far. Maybe actually. So guys, really simple hardscape here. You can see I have this cork bark fairly close to this heat bulb right here. I want to be watching this very closely. These guys like to have a hot spot of about 92, 96 degrees that can vary throughout the day, with a cool spot of around 80 degrees in the habitat. At nighttime, we want it to drop around room temperature, which is easily done here. These guys love cork bark tubes. They love cork bark. They will lay their eggs directly in the cork. Or they will lay their eggs on the side. So also making sure that it is accessible is also really important. So I'm just gonna work on breaking some of this off to make sure it's gonna fit. And I'd say that's pretty good. So I'm gonna test out some stuff. I think I have this really nice emerald gem that would look really nice right there. Have a really nice Aglaonimia right there. I have this beautiful bromeliad that I think I could easily mount right here like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on de-dirting and rinsing off this Aglaonimia. It's really important that when you plant plants like these, you give your roots enough space to be able to grow, because these larger plants need a lot of root depth. I got this beautiful Homalonema. These are one of my favorite tropical plants. They're super easy to grow. They're beautiful, nice, lush, and green. And I'm glad I'm pulling this one out because its root systems are pretty complicated. It's really important that I dig the hole to be deep enough and provide enough substrate that's going to be deep enough for the root base to grow well. So with how deep this substrate is, it is approximately a ½ inch above the drainage layer. So I am fully expecting this plant to actually grow into the drainage layer, which is okay. If anything, that'll help make sure your plant has access to water, and then it will also help keep the water in your drainage layer slightly cleaner. Ooh, I think I am gonna do that. So here I have a beautiful creeping fig. So you can grow it on wood, you can grow it on anything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some spag. I'm gonna go right like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right in here like so. There we go. Now my expectation is this creeping fig slowly takes root and just slowly starts taking over the front of this habitat. And I think it's gonna look really nice once I'm able to get it to do so. I do also have a couple bromeliads that I think I am going to get mounted as well. But first we have this bad boy right here. You can see this beautiful bromeliad. All right, so I'm gonna take all this spag right here. Now, when you do this, you can take floral wire and wrap it completely around so that way it stays in place. You can also use fishing line. Well, I wouldn't use braid. Braid can cut your animals, but monofilament is also can be very safe to use. So, look at that. Now, as far as us, what we're gonna need to do is just make sure that we keep this bromeliad nice and saturated and the axles filled with fresh, clean water. Got a couple nice fireballs, and I'm gonna drill some holes. And I'm gonna go right like this. Okay, so this is what we got for these guys. I'm going to add one of our lizard ledges. There we go. I think I'm going to put it right here, so that way it's really easy for us to find, access, and clean. Okay. Then we have a water dish. This is our small terra bowl. And I'm actually gonna put that right here in the front, right here in the corner. We want that to be super accessible, easy to find. Next, we got a couple nut pods. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to put this kind of right here, right like this. Then the Orico pod, I'm actually gonna put right here, right in the middle. So when the misting head is gonna be installed likely right here and go down. So when it mists, it might collect a little bit in that water. And then these 3 pear pods, I'm just gonna throw in here as a little bit of custodian fuel as it's time to mist. All right, so now it's time to add in our custodians. Here we have a really healthy mix. There's approximately 70 isopods in here of all life stages, from young adults to adults, as well as some dwarf white isopods as well. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take them and I'm going to move this really quick and I'm gonna dump them right in the back and let them get settled. They will slowly take over this habitat and breed pending they have enough food. And then we're going to then get this seeded with springtails as well. To put it in perspective, here's all the springtails off of one of our charcoal cultures. Okay, now I'm just gonna take them and I'm gonna dump a very healthy population in there. Okay, so just to cap it off, we are using a drainage layer for the substrate screen with the bulkhead for easy draining installed right here. We are then using my terra fauna on top, mixed with a little bit, not a lot, a little bit of sphagnum moss with some of our Colombian sterilized cacao leaf litter, some nut pods, and with some BioShot mixed together. We are using powder blue, powder whites, powder orange isopods, as well as dwarf white isopods. About 75 of each were put in here to get us started, plus some springtails. Here we have a whole bunch of different cork tubes that are going to facilitate all the hiding and thermal gradients that they need, as well as places to lay their eggs. We have multiple opportunity zones for hydration here, 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 and here. I cannot stress the importance of opportunity zones when keeping arboreal lizards, because they don't ever come down onto the floor to really drink. They get it from opportunities after misting, morning dew, or things like this. Especially being an equatorial species, we want to make sure that we facilitate that. Here we have a beautiful aglaonimia, an emerald gem, creeping fig, a large mother bromeliad, a fireball bromeliad. I don't know what type this is. It's not Mopepa please, but it's pretty similar. We have an air plant up here. We have a 75-watt halogen, a 12-inch solar grow LED up here that's affixed to a Reptisun 5.0 UVB. That is going to be on a 12-hour on, 12-hour off timer. As again, equatorial species, they always have 12 hours of daylight, so we want to mimic that as closely as possible. And then now it's just as simple as taking a look at the critters. Let's go. Okay guys, so here are the Indonesian skunk geckos. These guys, they are in the same genus as toke geckos, as gecko, G-E-K-K-O.
Touch your butt, you're pretty calm.
These guys can curl up their tail. And I gotta tell you, we've been breeding our captive bred pair for a long time now. We have at least 4 eggs right now and a couple babies. Guys, I really just can't describe how different they are as critters. That big solid white stripe going down their back and their eyes. Honestly, his name, because he's my breeder male, his name is now Sauron, because it looks like the eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Really, really awesome. These guys, just like crested geckos, do have the sticky feet, which is the lamello. They do great in pairs. You don't want to keep more than a pair together, and if you're keeping a pair together, you gotta give them a big habitat like this or they will fight. As we see the eggs, we let the eggs incubate in the habitat and then we pull the babies. So really exciting, guys. So we have been producing these guys now for a little over 6 months. I believe this is baby number 3. This is baby number 3, and guys, just look how freaking adorable they are. You never see captive bred skunk geckos, and it is just absolutely remarkable to work with these guys. I'm so blessed to be able to have such cool little critters here, and the fact that, guys, they're so easy. We give them crickets, we give them roaches, we give them soft-bodied insects, and then we give them an occasional Pangea treat, and they thrive with us on the terra fauna with a nice humidity jungle habitat. Providing them heat and UVB is of paramount importance. You cannot skimp on lighting with these guys. They will not thrive for you. When looking to buy your skunk gecko, make sure you do your due diligence, as they are imported on the heavy. If you see an adult skunk gecko for $15 to $30, it is a wild caught and it is filled with nasties. So make sure you do your due diligence and ask the seller where they got it, how long they've had it, and do your best to support small businesses that are actually producing them on a captive level, so that way we can reduce the amount of importations that are purchased. So then that's less that need to be pulled from the wild. And if you get a closer look, you can even see their liver, you can see their kidneys. They are what would be considered translucent at a younger age. Overall, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video of me putting together the habitats for the skunk geckos. I'm thrilled to be able to working with these guys, and as always, I'm thrilled to share my passion with all of you. I've dedicated my life to these animals, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you guys for supporting me and my small business. My name is Josh. I'm the owner and founder of the Biodude. You can visit my website, biodude.com. Come check out my store here in Houston, and well, you guys know the spiel. Dude abides.